Long before buses and streetcars, subway trains, and other motorized vehicles took over the streets of Toronto. In the late 19th and early 20th century, horses dominated the streets of Toronto, and right now I'm on the corner of King and Yonge. And if you're around in the late 19th, early 20th century, this corner here at Yonge and King would have been full of horses, because horses were responsible for moving people and goods. Oh, the traffic woes in the city of Toronto. And now I am at the corner of King and Church, and at one time there were a number of refill stations on major intersections in Toronto, and there were a number of refill sections along University Avenue for horses. And I am just across from St. James Cathedral. And as I walk towards St. James Park here on King Street is where horses would refill or fill up, just like motorized vehicles do at gas stations. And this iron cast fountain that I'm headed to here at St. James Park would allow horses and humans to recharge, to pull cargo and passengers, even streetcars in the city. And there are some streetcar tracks right there along King. Even streetcars were pulled by horses. And let's have a look at this last remaining symbol in the city of the rich history of horses. And here it is, guys, the iron cast fountain that horses and people would come to. This iron cast was built back in the late 1800s, and back in the late 19th century and early 20th century, this is where horses and people would come to recharge for the long travel that these horses were doing. And at one time, and this iron cast fountain was built by the Canada Foundry Corporation Limited, and at one time this fountain here had 2 taps attached to it, And the horses would drink from the trough here, and the human would also be able to drink from this, and at some times they would drink from the same fountain as the horses. But at one time this fountain also had a tin cup attached to it, such that humans could fill up the cup and have a drink too. And the runoff from the fountain would allow dogs and smaller animals to have a drink. And we have a sparrow there trying to get a sip. Just incredible. I would like to enter St. James Park to get a view of this last remaining remnant of our horse history. And horse fountains were throughout the city on University Avenue. And here as well, up until the 1940s, when motorized vehicles began to dominate our roadways. And as cars began to dominate, there was no more need for these horse fountains. And as sanitary conditions and plumbing improved in the city, there was no longer a need for fountains such as this.